So here we're taking a cream of chicken and cream of mushroom soup. You always want to make sure to pair them up. And right on top of that, here I have some rotisserie chicken. So you can use any chicken that you want, but the rotisserie chicken is my favorite because as you can see, I leave the skin on and this is gonna add in a ton of flavor. So before anything, I'm gonna give this just a quick mix just to make sure that the ingredients get a chance to mingle all together. I'm not worried about mixing it too much at this point because we're gonna be adding in something special. So I picked up these hatch green chilies. These are the mild kind. If you're feeling a little spicy, you can go ahead and get the spicy kind. They are just as delicious. And every time we add in an ingredient to this bowl, I'm just gonna make sure to give it a quick mix because it is gonna make it mixing at the end that much easier. All right. So next, go ahead and pick up this big old jar of green enchilada sauce. So this is gonna be a green chicken recipe. So make sure to pick up the green. I do like the red sometimes, but look, I'm gonna save a little bit of that because we're gonna be using that in a little bit. And once you have this all in the bowl, you can go ahead and mix it together. That's why I wanted to mix everything a little bit at first because just after a few seconds of mixing, this is good to go. And let me tell you, this is smelling so delicious already. So once you have everything mixed, just go ahead and move it to the side. We're gonna be bringing in a 13 by 9. So I'm just gonna give this a quick spray. We just wanna make sure that nothing sticks out the bottom. Just a few little spritz like that will do the trick. So once you're done spraying, remember that enchilada sauce I told you to save? So we're gonna do a light layer at the bottom. So just go ahead and use the rest of that because right on top, we're gonna be throwing in some tortillas. So I am using flour tortillas for this recipe, but you can definitely use corn. Either way works. We're just gonna be placing these right at the bottom. So you can see we wanted the enchilada sauce at the bottom to give us another layer. And it is just gonna give us so much flavor after we bake it. So I'm gonna make sure that these overlap because once they cook, it's gonna give us such a nice crust. So right on top of that, look, we can just start pouring this stuff on top. Just go ahead and go crazy. Make sure to save a little bit because we are gonna be doing another layer. So go ahead and pour about half the mixture. We're just gonna smooth it out just to make sure that every inch and corner is nice and covered. So once we have that there, we gotta go one more layer of our tortillas. And I like using the flour tortillas more recently with this recipe just because they are softer. And once we put them in the oven, they do crisp up just as much as corn tortillas. But let me tell you, the flavor of these, I feel like are better. So we're gonna do one more layer of this. I'm getting so hungry already. This is one of my favorite recipes. It's an easy go-to and it scratches that Mexican itch that I get from time to time. All right, and then for this last layer, we're just gonna make sure to use the rest of this packet. Any tortilla that I have left over, I will just eat. So once you have your last layer of tortillas, we are coming in with our Mexican style cheese. And we're just gonna be pouring a lot of this on top. So as this melts, this is gonna give us our nice cheesy layer that I always find in my recipes. I'm gonna be doing one more handful. And look, this is looking so pretty already. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. And this is gonna go into a 350-degree oven for about 20 to 25 minutes. And look at how amazing this turned out. So I did let it sit out for about 15 minutes because you'll notice that when you cook it, it does bubble a little bit. But as a final last touch, you definitely need some cilantro. So go ahead and throw a bunch of this on there. This is gonna taste so good with the green chilies and the green enchilada sauce especially. And you know what? It just makes it look that much prettier. And this is ready to go. So I'm just gonna come in with a knife. Be very careful because you do not wanna scratch your pan. And this is just gonna cut super easy. So I'm gonna cut a nice big corner slice for myself. You can see with the cheese on top, it gives us such a nice crust. And I'm just gonna come in with a spatula and dig right in there. Ooh, I need to cut the corner a little bit more. Ooh, so be careful. I did grab a bowl to use because as you can see, it is just oozing out and this is gonna taste so amazing. All right, so I'm just gonna place this down. And I lied, there actually is one more ingredient. So you gotta make sure you grab this Mexican style crema. You can see it's like a sour cream, but it's a little bit lighter and it is more liquidy. So this goes right on top, just a slight little drizzle, and we are good to go. So I'm just gonna take some of this chicken we have on the side, make sure to cut some of the tortilla. And oh my God. Oh, I'm falling backwards. This is like heaven.